Hi guys, and welcome to the second season of Thunderstorms called Downpour. This series is written by Stacey Holt, artwork was provided and approved by Sisaat or Sisaat on Tumblr. I'll leave their link in the description box below, along with everyone that is collaborating within the series, which are Shane, who will be voicing Cat Noir and Adrian, Stacey Holt as Marinette, Sabine, and the narrator, Maddie will be voicing Aunt Amalie, Felix will be voiced by Nick, Calvin will be voicing Nino, and Ashton will be voicing Alia. If you want to support the series, you can like, subscribe, and comment. Now, Chapter 14, A Whole New Family. Court officials came and took Gabriel and put him in handcuffs before taking him away. Everyone walked around to Adrian and either patted him on the shoulders as they walked by, or they simply dropped their eyes to the ground out of respect. After almost everyone had left, Amalie, Felix, Natalie, Adrian, and Marinette remained. Amalie stood up and walked over to Adrian, kneeling down to look at him and smiled, calling Felix over to her.
Boys, I'll leave the decision up to you two. I have a home in London, and Adrian has a home here in Paris. One of you has to transfer. Felix, you can transfer. Or you could transfer, Adrian. I can find a job here in Paris if I need to. That isn't a problem. Money isn't the issue. You two can decide.
Amalie smiled, standing back up and leaving the room.
I'm going to go get some water, and I'll be back in a second.
Adrian couldn't believe what he was hearing. There was a slight chance he could stay. He turned to Marinette and her eyes were wide with surprise. A smile began to grow, but stopped when it hit her. Felix. He hated all of them. Adrian turned to face Felix and sighed.
What do you want to do, Felix?
He said.
Paris doesn't seem too worthless.
Felix groaned. Adrian's eyes widened and were about to stand up and hug him.
You hug me, and I will revoke my decision.
He glared.
Thank you, Felix.
Adrian exclaimed. Amalie walked back in and saw Adrian hugging Marinette with a huge smile on his face with Felix groaning, and she smiled, running over to Felix and hugging him.
Oh, Felix, you are such a sweetheart.
She squealed.
Mom, stop it already.
Felix groaned.
Adrian, would you and your little girlfriend mind cleaning your home and packing up stuff for us to move in then? We will be moving our stuff in by tomorrow.
Amalie said, letting go of Felix.
Sure, no problem.
He smiled. The day went on and Marinette explained to her parents that she was going over to Adrian's home to help clean. Not only did Adrian have Marinette helping clean, but also Nino and Alia as well. They helped make the entire place look clean as can be. They got rid of everything that was once Gabriel's that Adrian didn't want and stored it inside the secret basement where Amalie and Felix had no idea how to get to it, so they knew it would be safe. Though cleaning through all of his stuff, they still couldn't find the butterfly or peacock Miraculous.
Are we really sure he was Hawkmoth?
Adrian sighed.
He admitted to it, dude.
Nino chimed in.
But no one saw him transform or detransform.
Alia crossed her arms.
Can't argue with that.
Nino said, taking back his statement. Ladybug and Cat Noir stated that they didn't have the Miraculous either, Marinette said.
Did they?
Alia said. Yeah. A police officer on the news said so, Marinette said, a little flustered.
Huh, guess I missed that.
Alia sighed.
Where could it be then?
Adrian groaned. I'm assuming Hawkmoth's partner Mayura has it, Marinette sighed.
Good point,
Alia said. They all fell into Adrian's bed out of breath, as if they had been working their butts off all day long, though it was more like an hour at most. They all smiled at one another and then started to laugh.
Alright. Really, you both need to sort things out at school. You two have missed so many that I can't cover for you any longer. Girl, getting kidnapped? You should know better. Ugh. You have work to get caught up on if you're going to pass this year. You're lucky your teacher is so forgiving.
Alia groaned. Good thing you and Adrian take good notes, Marinette smiled.
What about me?
Nino said. Alright. You draw pretty cool doodles. Marinette laughed.
You're right. I do tend to doodle more than take notes.
Nino laughed, making the rest of the group start laughing as well.
No more missing class though, really. Alright?
Alia said.
We won't, we promise. We have my cousin to help anyways.
Adrian smiled.
Cousin? You mean Felix?
Nino asked. Yeah, he's the reason Adrian got to stay in the first place. Marinette smiled.
Dude, no way. Really?
Nino said, surprised.
Yeah, really. Seems like he's changed.
Adrian smiled.
Well, what is the deal with you two? I know Marinette didn't bribe you into dating her or anything, but how did you two start dating? Or is that a rumor that you two are dating at all?
Alia smirked.
No, we're dating. We, kinda started dating right after the fashion show.
Adrian smiled nervously, thinking back to the times they kissed during the thunderstorms and the Eiffel Tower kiss.
Oh?
She said, raising an eyebrow. Yeah, no need to go into details, she said, blushing.
Oh no, I need the details. Go on,
she said. Adrian turned to Marinette and saw her face turning bright red and laughed, knowing that she was now unable to answer anything Ollie wanted to know. It was all up to him now.
Well, I invited her to dinner after the show since we won, and I asked her to be my girlfriend. The past few days, we kinda got really close, as you could tell by the Ferris wheel date.
He coughed, trying to close that conversation off before they brought up any questions.
Well, anyways, I wanted to talk to my father about it, and we decided to keep it a secret, though Chloe would make things difficult. So we decided to tell her, then she and Lila spread rumors about Marinette.
Adrian sighed.
Yeah, that's what happens when you talk to Chloe about things like that. You should have come to me and Nino. I can be your girl's perspective, and Nino is your guy perspective.
Alia laughed.
Well, Chloe knows my dad.
He said, rubbing the back of his neck.
Oh, well, can't help you with that one.
Alia laughed.
Oh well, things blew over while you were gone, girl. Everything should be fine when you come back.
Alia smiled, hugging Marinette. I'm glad, Marinette smiled.
But Nino and I better head out. We have to watch my little sisters in a few, and I want to get some dinner before we do. Right, Nino?
She winked.
Oh, right, babe.
He said, sitting up off of his bed, helping Alia up.
Don't be a stranger,
Alia said, waving goodbye. Marinette turned back to Adrian, and instead of seeing a smile, she saw a frown, which caused her to give him a confused look. What's the matter? She asked.
It's just my father.
He sighed, falling back onto his pillow, letting his arm fall into his eyes.
I know that I should be happy about staying. With you, with Plague, with my friends. But I still don't feel right about my father being in jail. Especially if I'm not 100% certain he's Hawkmoth. We don't have his Miraculous, Marinette. We need to find it.
He said, sighing. We will. I promise. It's only a matter of time before Mayora strikes and messes up. We will take hold of both, and then there will be no reason for them to hold your father in jail anymore, she said, lifting his arm off of his eyes.
How are you always so positive?
He said, smiling while laughing. Really? I literally ran away and ditched you.
Well, never mind. You're right. How are you always so supportive?
He said, laughing with her. Because I always have my partner with me. She smiled. He looked at her and they went silent. He stood up and walked over to the piano, letting her follow him. He sat down at the piano, and in the moonlight, he placed his hands on the black and white keys that his father used to force him to play every single day. The keys seemed like a chore.
I used to hate practicing because I had no one to play with. I used to place my phone on top of the piano and leave as Cat Noir. Though now, I'm grateful that he made me learn such beautiful talents in life. Now I can shower you in music, princess.
He smiled, glancing over at Marinette, seeing her blush. Pianos are very romantic, you know, she said, sitting down beside him watching him play.
Really? You find pianos romantic? What about the players?
He smiled devilishly. Did you just miss a key? She said.
Did I?
He asked, looking down. She started laughing as she teased him and pressed on a note at the very top to mess him up, and he smirked at her.
You dare mess up a concert in your honor, princess?
He laughed. She ran away screaming, transforming, and dashing out of his window before he had the chance to grab her. His eyes lit up as he saw her twirling in the moonlight, in her red and black suit. She zipped her way back to him, stopping outside his window.
M'lady, being irresponsible with our powers, aren't we?
He smirked. I could have sworn I saw an Akuma. I guess it was a moth. She giggled. Wanna help me make sure? He smiled and climbed onto the window railing, closing his eyes as he felt the summer night air blow through his hair.
Plague, claws out.
Alright, that is the last chapter for Downpour, but don't be sad. There is going to be another season called Drenched. Not sure when it'll be coming out, so stay tuned. Don't forget to give lots of love to my friends who are helping voice act, and also I'm going to give another shout out to Sisaat or Sisaat on Tumblr for allowing me to use their artwork, and I'll see you in the next series. Bye guys!